The things we see, the things that we face, no one can do this alone.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
He really does want to help.
I did find at least 6 ways you could have done it more efficiently.
The hot cheerleaders seem to love the way that we did things.
What up, Central City? The name's Kid Flash. Yo, hey, that's where...
What? My suit goes there.
That is a conundrum.
Slow down there. Let's just talk about this. Like two adults over coffee or maybe dinner.
Are you kidding me?
Why do you think that you're the only one allowed to risk your life to do good? I want my life to mean something. That I, Iris West, mattered.
I don't know what the future holds. None of us do. We will face it together. He's a real hero, Joe.
Both my sons are heroes.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Bet you didn't think we were going to get a Supergirl crossover this early, so I'm going to explain what's going on. There's the Supergirl crossover stuff, there's a Flash Arrow crossover, there's Black Flash stuff, and they teased future Flash on Legends of Tomorrow, so I tried to include all that in this video. But there is a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. This is really a top 7, but I did it as a top 5, so there's like 2 extra things at the end of this about Black Flash, Legends of Tomorrow stuff. Whole bunch of stuff going on in here, but starting with number 5, the Supergirl crossover. You may have spotted that they're in Cat Grant's office here fighting, Cisco in his full vibe costume, and Gypsy. So the reason for that is probably because they both have the ability to vibe across dimensions. So during this epic Gypsy versus Vibe battle, it looks like they'll just be battling each other through different dimensions. At least this one, maybe others too. That's the really exciting thing, is that when they have really quick moments like this, they can tease other dimensions that we haven't seen yet. Like we can get a better look at Earth 19. They can tease Earth 2 for the big Gorilla City episode. That's going to be episodes 13 and 14, so I'll mention something about that again at the end of the video. That's why it's so important to look at what's going on in the background when they have big montages like this. Sometimes you just have to watch it a couple times, or however you watch the video, just like rewind it if you're streaming it from the CW app. If you're having trouble finding the show, they don't put it on Hulu anymore in the United States. You have to go to the CW app to watch it, or you can go to the CW website, but hopefully whichever country you live in, you're able to find it the night that it airs. You don't have to wait too long. But there's a big Flash Supergirl crossover coming in episode 17. They just teased it. I'll do a separate video for that eventually, but it's a little ways off. It's the Music Meister episode. It's going to take place in Central City, but they haven't explained how they're getting all the Supergirl characters onto Earth 1. So that'll be a separate video. But number 4 is Flash Arrow crossover. In the same vein is this really quick Supergirl crossover. So next week on Arrow, there's going to be the quickest Flash crossover that you've ever seen. Like, don't blink or you'll miss it. But they haven't explained what it's going to be. There's just this picture of the Flash in Captain Singh's office in Central City. So it sounds like Barry is going to help get them some information. Maybe it has something to do with the new Black Canary or with Black Siren, because they haven't addressed whether or not she escaped on the Flash yet. So hopefully there'll be a moment like that in next week's episode. Number 3, Dr. Alchemy on the team, and it's sort of like a funny 2's a company, 3's a crowd funny moments where he's like, there's like 7 things here you could have done way better than you did them. And then everyone else is like, well, you know, Julian thought this was good, so there's going to be a lot of funny moments with Julian butting into the team, trying to make them better. There was that funny moment at the end of the last week's episode where he had that really awkward comment and Caitlin's like, we'll work on your personal skills. So by the end of the season, he'll probably chill out a little bit, just in the way that HR has chilled out too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, with my last team, they were all murdered by Savitar, so...
We need to work on your small talk skills.
Yeah, sure. Just want to be upfront.
Number 2, Iris telling Barry that she doesn't want to hide away for the rest of the season just because they think that she's destined to die. So in case you forgot, because they haven't done it in a while, she's a news reporter. She looks like she's out trying to solve a case. She even steps up to this person's gun barrel. So this is them telling you that Iris is going to get a storyline that has nothing to do with her avoiding trying to get killed. Because, you know, what would happen if you knew you were going to die? You would go hide in a bunker for like the next 3 months. So this is them showing you that that's not going to happen. She's actually going to be doing some interesting stuff. You see Wally basking in the adoration of all these cheerleaders that look like they're dressed in the Smallville cheerleading costumes. Those actually look like they pulled them from the Smallville archives. And that's all Warner Brothers stuff, so they can reuse props from Smallville. So if you've ever thought that you saw something that looked like it was from Smallville, it probably was, because that was another Vancouver show and the Flash shoots in Vancouver. And the number one big thing is this teaser for Legends of Tomorrow that Barry might guest star in episode 16. Mark Guggenheim teased, and this is, I'm quoting him, he says, "In the penultimate episode, we're gonna have, I can't be specific about this, but it's one of the most fun things I think we've ever done on the show, a character from one of our other shows on Legends in a way that you've never seen them before." This could be any number of things, but it's going to be a really comic booky moment where it's from like an alternate future or something like that, because remember, the Legion of Doom has the Spear of Destiny, so people are thinking that they'll get it, change history in some way before the Legends fix it, and we'll get a look at somebody in a different context. And because we had this big Barry Allen from 2056 message, they might actually pay that off and we'll see him from that timeline, and it'll be like the future version of the Flash from this darkest timeline, or just like a really fun wink at that. Now the way they word that makes it sound like it's someone who hasn't already done some alternate version of themselves on Legends, so I don't think that it's going to be a future version of Oliver where he has like the beard and the one arm. They've already done that. I think it's much more likely that it would be a Flash thing, or it would be a Jay Garrick thing and it'll be Justice Society stuff. But they didn't say what the twist was that would cause this alternate version of a character that we know to show up. They didn't say if it would be the Spear of Destiny that would create a new version of them, or if it would be from our own timeline. But you guys can let me know, who do you think this mystery character that's going to be this really crazy wink at the fans in Super Comic Bookie is going to be? He said they just gave the actor the offer, so this is somebody who's probably a series regular on The Flash, Arrow, or Supergirl. You have to consider Supergirl as well. If it is someone from Supergirl, I would expect that it'd be Valor with his full comic book costume, and he'd be with the Legion of Superheroes in the 31st century. It'd be like that far in the future. But I'm really hoping that we get to see a future version of Barry Allen in a very different costume, because based on the behind the scenes stuff, Barry's costume has not changed on The Flash yet. But it could be any number of people. Just expect it to be a really big deal, even though it's going to be a one-off thing. The other really big thing too is the Black Flash that's going to be coming to The Flash very soon, but also to Legends of Tomorrow in the last couple of episodes. I think it's episode 15 of Legends of Tomorrow. They did confirm that he'd be coming for Eobard Thawne, so I'll do a separate video about that for Legends when we get a little bit closer. Next video tonight will be a video for all the trailers that are going to be dropping at the Super Bowl. There's a whole bunch of stuff. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here to catch up on The Flash, and you can click here for my Snoke episode 8 video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you in the next video.